The National Business Review is proud to announce the hire of one of the country's most high-profile journalists, Mike McRoberts. Mike is bringing his 40 years of experience in journalism, nearly half of which was spent as a co-anchor of Newshub's flagship 6pm news bulletin, to take on the position of Te Ao Māori editor. In this role, Mike will be focusing on telling the story of Aotearoa's booming Māori economy and how it is adapting and thriving in a rapidly changing world. Kia ora, Mike. What appealed to you about the opportunity at NBR?
Tēnā koe, Hamish. It just seemed like the right fit for me. I actually looked at maybe taking the rest of the year off once Newshub finishes, but this was such a good opportunity, and to work in a space that I am really excited by. I think there's huge potential in that Te Ao Māori economy space. And I looked at NBR as an organisation and was very, very pleased to be coming here. When you look at, I guess, the lessening trustworthiness of media in the public's eyes over recent years, some of the measures that have been put in place at NBR with no ads, no government funding of any kind, no opinion now, are really good ones. And I think they are redressing the balance that the public want to see.
What sort of stories are you going to be looking to tell?
All sorts. If you look at the Māori economy, and I know this is going to be something that is probably going to be quite in the headlines over the next few weeks. It's a $70 billion economy at the moment. It's growing at a faster rate than New Zealand's economy. It's projected to be around $100 billion by 2030. And obviously you've got the major players with the iwi authorities, but you've also got 60,000 small to medium businesses that identify as Māori. There are going to be some incredible stories in there, and I think it's a great opportunity to bring those stories to light and give an insight to the subscribers.
Why is it important to tell them, do you think?
Well, because I think it's becoming such a big player, and I feel like there's a gap of understanding, and it shouldn't be something to be afraid of. It should be something that should be embraced. And it's always just knowledge, it's sharing that knowledge. And one of the things that I love doing is telling stories. So whether it's telling stories from that side to this side or the other way around, I'm really looking forward to doing that.
You've obviously been through a pretty tumultuous period this year with the closure of Newshub. Why stick to journalism after all of that?
Good question. I've always thought I'd had a pretty good read on where the industry is and where it's going. I didn't see the total closure of the Newshub news service coming. That was a shock. And I guess from that time, I started thinking about, the opportunity that comes with change. And so when the next opportunity came around, that Stuff would be providing a 6 o'clock news service, I was already down the track of looking at my next challenge. To me, doing the same thing that I'd done for 20 years, but under a different banner and with a different crew, wasn't the challenge that I was looking for. So I made a stand pretty quickly that I didn't want to be part of that. And weirdly, I've had no FOMO whatsoever about it. I'm really excited by this, and I can see the potential for me to grow professionally in that space. I'm not an expert in business by any stretch of the imagination, or Te Ao Māori. I'm on a journey with both of those things, but that's where I get to grow, and I'm hoping that the subscribers will see me do that and enjoy what I'm bringing to them.
So, when do you start? What's happening between now and then?
Well, I've still got the small matter of another 2 months of reading the 6 o'clock news, and that's going to be a bit weird. It's kind of like the end of seventh form or school, where everyone's moving on, doing something else, you're finding what's going on. It'll probably be a little bit emotional too. It has been a huge part of my life for a long time. There's lots of things I'm not going to miss, but so we wrap up with the last show on the 5th of July, and then for the rest of the July, I'm going away on holiday with my wife. I've got a project that I've been working on, which I'll finish off at the end of July, and then start fresh on the 1st of August at NBR.
Looking forward to it. Mike, thanks for your time.
Tēnā koe.
To support our award-winning independent journalism, subscribe to nbr.co.nz.